Have you considered trying the carnivore diet for histamine and mast cell issues? Well, in this episode, I'm going to talk about my carnivore experience and why I ended up quitting twice. I just want to preface this by saying I'm not making any recommendations. I'm not telling anyone what to do or recommending any certain diet. I figure if I wanted to try the carnivore diet, then there's probably a lot of other people out there in the histamine and mast cell community who are also considering trying this diet. So the first time that I started the carnivore diet, I actually was having really severe chronic abdominal pain, nausea, and some other GI type symptoms. I have experienced a lot of medical gaslighting in the past, so I wasn't really keen on going to the doctor. I kind of assumed because I have other autoimmune conditions that maybe it was IBD or something like that starting to develop, or, maybe it was just IBS and I would just, was imagining things. That's what medical gaslighting does to us. We start to question our own bodies and what we're feeling. But anyway, so I was really desperate. I was in so much pain and it was really impacting my quality of life. I had an infant at the time and I was really struggling even just being able to hold her. Every time I picked her up, my stomach just hurt so bad. It was really very painful. So anyways, I was very desperate, and my mother had been on carnivore for quite some time. I believe it was probably a little bit over a year at that time. And she had seen amazing results. Her health just is amazing. She looks so much younger. She feels better. Her doctor is impressed with her health. Everything's been going great. And I had heard a few people here and there talk about the carnivore diet and it helping these mast cell issues, immune health issues, gut issues. So I thought, well, what the hell? I didn't do enough research. I feel like I just kind of jumped in. I'm kind of like that, impulsive sometimes. I just decided I'm not going to eat anything but meat. I lasted only 3 days. On the fourth day, I woke up feeling just not right. I was really lightheaded. I was hot. I was nauseous. I felt very weak. I have had SVT in the past, which is where your heart rate jumps up and your blood pressure drops. And that was the feeling I had. And then that did end up happening. It was really kind of scary because I kind of thought I was going to die. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to give myself a heart attack on this crazy diet. So yes, my blood pressure was very low. My heart rate was really high. I was sweating. I was sick. I threw up. So I did end up eating some carbs, and I can't remember what I ate. It was probably like a sweet potato or something. But I ate some carbs and almost immediately I felt better. My thoughts about what happened there, I'm pretty sure I was probably dehydrated. I should have been probably drinking a lot more water and taking some electrolytes, and I was not doing that. I drink a lot of water anyways, but also I was breastfeeding at the time. So, definitely I think that dehydration was a big problem for me. And the other thing that I'm unsure about but kind of curious is oxalate dumping. That's another controversial thing, and I'm not sure on the oxalates, how I feel about it. But I did end up finally being diagnosed with chronic kidney stones. My kidney stones were calcium oxalate. So I do wonder if I had an oxalate issue and I was oxalate dumping. Again, that's controversial. Mixed opinions on that from experts, but definitely something to consider. So that was my first attempt at carnivore, did not go well. And then my second attempt was about a year later. So my husband actually had started talking about doing carnivore for weight loss. I've always struggled with histamine mast cell issues. I'm always open to trying new things, to try to, heal myself or just to feel good. My whole life, I've never felt well. And I would try anything. I would do anything to just feel normal. So we jumped right in. My mom still was on the diet, still doing very well. My brother-in-law also had gone on the diet for his diabetes, and he ended up losing weight, and his diabetes went into remission. So, I've seen in my personal life some positive experiences on it. Nobody was dropping dead of a heart attack or anything like that. So, we decided to go for it. We did a lot more research this time, and I, went in prepared. I wasn't breastfeeding anymore, so that wasn't an issue. I just really focused on staying hydrated and getting enough salt and electrolytes. The first 3 weeks were miserable. It was really hard adjustment period. I was really tired, brain fog, just felt crappy. But after about 3 weeks, I felt pretty good. There wasn't really anything that stands out to me. Nothing like before. I never felt like I was gonna die. It felt pretty good overall. My cravings were gone. The only thing I craved was meat. Once I got through that adjustment period, and that is like so amazing to me because I have one hell of a sugar monster. I'm always craving sugar. It's such an addiction, and I had no cravings whatsoever on carnivore. It was amazing. Another great thing was so much less time in the kitchen. It was so simple. My husband would just grill steaks or we would cook some bacon. Like, it just was so simple. I didn't have to spend these hours in the kitchen that I usually spend chopping and prepping and roasting vegetables and stir frying and all that. So that was really great. I was really happy with the carnivore diet and I was feeling pretty good. I wasn't like feeling amazing like I was hoping for, but I'm sure that takes a lot more time. What happened and why I ended up having to quit is that I ended up losing a lot of weight. And it was really hard for me to keep weight on. It's great for weight loss. It's 0 carb. That's great if you have weight to lose. But for me, I was trying to heal, but I was losing too much weight. It got to the point too where I had to reintroduce dairy. And so I was eating 10% fat Greek yogurt, which I love. That's the other thing, like your taste changed, right? Like it tasted so sweet to me. It was like ice cream when usually plain Greek yogurt is not that tasty, honestly, but on carnivore, it sure is. But I had to eat like a whole tub of yogurt every day to keep my calories up, to keep my weight on. I couldn't force myself to eat more meat. I just couldn't. I don't know. I might try it again someday. Who knows? I ended up, it was just about the 3-month mark. My hair started falling out, breaking off. I started feeling the fatigue, brain fog again, just overall crappy feeling. Really weak. That's why I quit. I mean, I was losing weight. I ended up getting some lab work done later on and my iron was low despite eating all of the red meat that I was eating. We ate chuck steak like every night. Again, I'm not real sure what happened. I kind of think because I added in the dairy, maybe I wasn't absorbing enough iron, but who knows? It's kind of a mystery, but I did end up feeling pretty crappy and, went back to more of like an anti-inflammatory type diet. My husband still had, he had great results. He felt great. He didn't suffer any ill effects from it. So I might consider trying it again. I'm not sure. I felt like I was getting a lot of calories, a lot of fat. Obviously I wasn't because I lost so much weight. This is something I would try again. And I know it probably sounds extreme to some people. Hell, I thought my mom was crazy when she told me she was doing carnivore. But like when you feel like crap all the time, you do just about anything to feel good, right? I would love to try it again. The cravings going away was amazing. I had so much more time in my day because I didn't spend so much time in the kitchen prepping and cooking all day. So that was really amazing. Less dishes, simple grocery shopping. It did save me a ton of time. I just love it for the simplicity. It is the easiest elimination diet I've ever tried. You don't have to read 1,000 different food lists. Is this a salicylate, an oxalate, a histamine, a this, a that? It was just so simple. So let me know in the comments, is this something that you've considered or is this something that you've tried, how that went? And I would love to know if you have any tips for keeping weight on the carnivore diet.